start though, but take us in, Tempo. Who do we have in the top right-hand corner?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the top right corner, it is the red Protoss player representing Team Evil Geniuses. Give it up for HuK!
HuK. And in the bottom left-hand corner, I believe representing Russia, not sure what the team is, Extreme Supremacy possibly, but it is the blue Protoss player, the one, the only, Cooltea. Now, PvP is the matchup where that Stalker Disruptor is becoming very, very common. And it's just really, powerful. When you have something that blows stuff up, and then another unit that can teleport and disappear, that's a good composition.
Oh, yeah. People were talking about it, saying, oh?
Widowmine Stalker. That is a good composition.
If you were able to...
Wait. Medevac Siege Tank Stalker. That is a dream composition for Micro.
Where you can... Medevac... No, Warp Prism... Siege Tank.
No, the Medevac has to pick up the Siege Tanks. Okay, guys, to actually
but
talk
the Warp
about this
Prism
game,
would pick up the Siege Tanks, man.
But they have to be sieged. I don't know. HuK, right off the bat, guys, we're seeing a very different stance from both of these players. Psh, I wasn't hypothetical. That was all real. Cooltea going for a Nexus first after his pylon, while we see HuK going for a quicker 2 gas. Now, it's only 2 probes at each gas, so it's slightly more effective than 1 assimilator. And may very well throw down a second gate. It's going to be in 1 or 2 seconds if HuK does do that. But we see the very early scout from Cooltea being afraid, and actually, Cooltea's Nexus is 50 to 60 seconds ahead of HuK's. This could be a phenomenal economic lead if HuK does not realize this and somehow be able to prioritize it. But I feel like after putting the Nexus down, can he punish it? Can he punish it himself?
I don't believe so, especially because he did not send an earlier scout out, so he has no idea what it is that Cooltea is doing. And luckily for Cooltea, or at least just, thinking ahead, he's dropping 2 gateways in total, so he's not going to be able to be outproduced by HuK. I think the only thing that HuK would have going for him is that he has an earlier tech.
Yeah, quicker Subnetis core, quicker Adept, and quicker Mothership core. So I guess we see a pylon rush, the pylon rush.
I mean, if he could pull it off, that would be pretty impressive, right? I wonder though what it is going to be.
He has to hit E a whole bunch of times and third on pylon. It's not impressive.
Well, I mean, the fact that the unit production of Cooltea is going to be so much better than HuK's for now. And the Adepts will just snipe those. But we'll see, man. He could do it. He's going for it, I think, here. He's doing it, Draenok, or at least he's doing something with that probe.
Biggest issue for HuK is he has 1 gate and a Twilight Council, while Cooltea has a Mama Core, 2 Adepts, and 2 gates already out. He's just completely going to shove this back. And there the pylon's going down exactly as I was saying. HuK saying, oh crap, I need to get back onto this game. And as I was going to mention just before this happened, Cooltea needs to have a little bit more forward pylons. Is going to pull everything to get rid of these probes. And now we actually see HuK moving into the natural to throw down more pylons, whatever. And actually HuK's Adept is going to be targeted down by probes. The probes may get the kill. The probes are going to get a kill in the natural.
Wow. And here comes the Photon Overcharge on the pylon of Cooltea in order to get that Mothership core on out of there. However, HuK's Mothership core is just getting... Oh, wait, it got taken out.
HuK's Mama Core is killed. The pylons are just going to be extra... Yeah, free weight. There it is. Canceled, both of them. Desperately, I guess maybe we could have seen HuK push them back, like I was mentioning.
Oh, no. Yeah,
recall, yeah. Either way, it's not here. And then, what is HuK banking off? He's got a Twilight Council back at home. That's the only extra thing he has. And honestly, in all situations, what we saw right there is not only was the second base of Cooltea quicker than HuK's, but both of his gates were quicker. Because that's the one situation on this map. You're like, okay, cool, HuK can all in. Well, HuK's only on 1 gate.
He's only on 1 gate. That's such a big deal. And kind of the reason why I feel like Cooltea was able to deal with that pretty well. The fact that he was able to add that DPS to that pylon. Oh, he definitely is really cool, man. He is definitely feeling cool, I would assume, after that defense. So he's just chilling at the moment, kicking it. And, oh, man. Here comes some economic damage out of Cooltea, potentially. There's nothing in the natural here, Draenok, and HuK has to react in some way, shape, or form. And he takes the bait. Now he's going to lose a lot of his... Oh, maybe not. Mining time, though, is going to be lost.
In theory, though, he does pull back the Mama Core, the rest of the Stalkers, if there was another attack from Cooltea. But the beautiful thing about Cooltea is he's going to take a third. He's like, whoa, I could totally just sit back and take a huge economic lead, which I already have in a macro game. What are our workers? 34 of HuK to 46 of Cooltea. Cooltea's going to take a third. HuK is going for the Blink Stalker all in. Looking a little grim, though. Honestly, he can afford it. But like I was mentioning, even though the tech of Cooltea isn't still there, he's got just as good production. Actually, he's got just as good tech anyways by the time HuK hits.
Oh yeah, man. He got the chrono boost on the blink here.
Only plus
and he's also dropping down the robo. So by the time this attack hits, or at least if he can delay it, I think Blink is going to be complete. HuK is going to have to make some magic work here. I don't know what the heck kind of voodoo he's been practicing, but he's going to have to really bring it out here because Cooltea is about to take that third base.
It's going to have to be top 1.
It really does, right?
It's going to have to be top 1.
It's insane what he has to do here with these Blink
Stalkers. Oh, and the Observer of Cooltea spots the Stalker army. 7 Stalkers of HuK to the 5 of Cooltea, and there's no reinforcement pylon for HuK.
Yeah, there's really nothing here. It's going to have to be a War Prison if there's anything. Here comes the pressure, though. I think the count, though, is going to be looking good here for Cooltea. Blink is not quite done yet, but does he actually need it right now? Doesn't look like it, so HuK. Oh my god, that's a big reinforcement. This is the time that Puck needs.
Currently, it is 33 army supply of HuK to the 25 of Cooltea. I will note that HuK does have an Observer that he can warp in out of the high ground and this Warp Prism, so for now, I'd like this Mothership Core to pull back into the natural in the main for some more photon overcharges if he needs to, and right now, pretty much, Cooltea just needs to chrono boost out this next Immortal and get into a better position. Thankfully, there is no sentries with HuK, and actually, the Mothership Core is going to go down right before that, though. The clutch time warp, and now Cooltea's going to come into this. Not only that, but there's an Immortal already out for Cooltea, and somewhat of a concave. Zelt's going to be morphed in for HuK, and they're going to do a little bit of damage, but this Immortal's taking a lot, and the Barrier Shield is taking a lot, but with that Mothership Core down, there's none of that photon overcharge, but the warp in is huge for Cooltea. I think Cooltea's going to be able to hold. There needs to be a sentry for HuK to be able to force field off that ramp and start to work in the main.
That would be great if he could do that, but he's going to get the production here of that gateway. At least the pylon gets taken out. The supply is even, and oh my goodness, the cybernetic score is going to be going down, and down it goes. No more Stalkers here. Going to be just up to these Immortals and some Zealots, perhaps. Has HuK done it, though? How the hell? I don't know what the heck he's doing right now, but he is doing it right. Immortal from the back going to be doing a lot of damage here, but the Stalker count for Cooltea is just dwindling so rapidly. And with the combination of the Warp Prism and Blink, is HuK going to be able to micro his way out of this one? I think he might be able to get something done here and might even take the game if he can.
25 kills.
Oh my god.
HuK has managed to actually kill 25 in that Stalker. Ooh, we could see an aggressive Blink from Cooltea, but he'll decide not to. And in the end, 25 kills. It's going to be 39 probes of HuK to the 26 of Cooltea. HuK does not have a third base off the back of this. And I feel like the biggest thing right there, to be quite frank, is that Mothership Core went down. If it didn't go down, think of the photon overcharges. What, 8 photon overcharges could have been there already? Even more than that, actually. There's just... Once that Mama Core goes down, I think the largest thing for Cooltea is to have a pylon right where his army is. And that would have helped him defend earlier on a little bit more forward pylons for Cooltea in the main base on Orbital Shipyard to defend that. Because instead of having to time warp, he could have double photon overcharged if he had pylons right there.
He was scared, yeah. He was like, oh crap. And he just like...
Oh no, it's definitely the oh crap situation.
Panic, right? And you know what's great about it is that HuK was in a position where there was no way he was going to break that third. So then Cooltea invests that many pylons in defense. Those aren't just for supply. There's no way he's going to fill that supply up just then. That's all for that defense. So when HuK bypasses that, that's a big deal here.
He's got to be careful.
Oh, you blink over, homie. Oh, he's going to die, though. And he's going for it again. This is HuK's position, his favorable position that he loves so much. And he's making it work.
HuK is an amazing foothold between this and third base in the natural, and there's a couple Stalkers here for Cooltea, but it's currently 37 armies applied to the 23 of Cooltea. This time, we still don't see a sentry. I'd love to see one sentry from HuK. He actually has 400 gas. He can just force field off. Just force field off the ramp. He's got so much. 4 more Stalkers being warped in, and with no Mothership Core, and no Mothership Core ever remade for Cooltea, it's looking like HuK is going to be able to pull this out of the bag. Wow, Tempo. This is amazing. He is believing the all, and there's the GG! HuK in an amazing game.
Going for the pylon rush, but Cooltea took the cheeky approach by going for the Nexus first. Yeah.
as I was saying earlier on, oh no, he's down in economy, he's down in gates. He better have to pylon rush, and then bam, he pylon rushes. But here, you know, see in the top right hand corner, this time probably gonna go for a Nexus first because you have that pocket base. It is the one, the only HuK. But maybe we're gonna have a mind game where Cooltea's like, no, I'm gonna all in you. Like, this is it, man.
It could happen. Is this guy spawning in the bottom? Also, Protoss. He is down by 1 game. Can he bring it back? It is Cooltea. That's a lot of probes queued.
That is a lot of probes queued. He is so ready. I love how players do that, and I'm like diamond whatever, and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna queue my probes. I got this, guys. Like, not gonna queue my probes, and then the pro guy's like, yeah, just like spamming out E, like one finger on his keyboard, like he's just using his pointer finger and like spamming it.
Yeah. I think he was just bored and decided to do that while he waited for the 400 minerals. So he's going to go ahead and drop that Nexus first, but so is HuK. He drops down the Nexus himself. And this is going to be a pretty cool game as they do go for that. I think in Legacy of the Void it is actually pretty safe to do it. So why not? More power to you, Mr. Protoss.
Both builds much more similar on this map than they were in the previous game, and it's more indicative of just a little bit longer of a macro game. Both players adding on those 2 gates once their naturals were on the way, and I'm curious what we're going to see, if it's going to be Robo or Stargate or Twilight Council, and I've also seen Robo into Twilight Council Forge a lot.
So Robo into, like Robo for the Warp Prism, or right into the Robo Bay for like disruptors.
Robo for Warp Prism, and then they throw in a Twilight Council and get Resonating Glaives, and throw in a Forge and get +1 off the back of it, or get Blank and +1.
Cool. That'd be nice to see. I'd love to see them go into that kind of stage of the game where they both have that opportunity to get their, I guess, choice of tech and see how they do interact. So, especially if they got into that stage of the game where they're both going Blinkstalker or Disruptor, and they, oh boy, I heard that is pretty difficult to control.
It is very difficult, because a lot of the times you accidentally disrupt your own Blinkstalkers, because the Disruptor is a part of your control group, like you try to blink back or whatever. It's kind of awkward. There's the majority of the blink. What's interesting with the Disruptor Blinkstalker, though, is it takes away those blinks where, you know, one Stalker's 10 health left, I'm going to blink it back. Another Stalker's 10 health left, I'm going to blink it back. You only have these big mass blinks to get away from the Disruptors. There's not kind of the micro level blinks.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like the zoning of it is so strong. And if you misstep there, man, you're going to lose so many of your Stalkers. But it looks like it is going to be Blink, at least first, I would assume, as we do have that being researched here by HuK. But Cooltea, seeming to do this last game too, where he delays his tech for quite a bit. And what is he delaying it in favor of? It looks like it is units, right? Or
just macro and
straight up units, yeah. Like
straight up.
I think he's afraid of like he could be afraid of oracles or something too, or I'm not really sure. Because HuK is not really making that many units, right? Like he got his adepts out. Oh man, 2 of the adepts of Cooltea are gonna slip on past, but he made his adepts. And then he just went right into the blink, right? The tech, and then hit something. Oh, he gets it, and he knows what's up here.
Because last game, what happened is he went in with Adepts and did not scout that Twilight Council, but this time Cooltea did scout that Twilight Council of HuK, so I like that much better. The Robo is going to go off the back of this, and we're seeing more and more of this in Legacy of the Void, just being able to kind of spread yourself out over a couple more techs. Now, as different players get a little more of a handle on it, obviously that won't happen because you have to be super efficient, but you can kind of get Robo and then throw down a Twilight and then maybe throw down a Forge, and you're not too far behind because of how the economy kickstarts in the early game.
Yeah, and HuK already knew what it was that he wanted to do from the beginning, while Cooltea, maybe he was waiting, right, for his Adept Scout, and then he dropped down the Robo, because as it looks here, he's behind in those kind of tech departments, but he has the units out to defend against if, say it was a Stargate, and, you know, he just didn't put it down as soon as his Cyber Core was done. He was waiting, and is playing a lot more reactionary than, I would say, HuK at this current moment, right? So HuK knows what he wants, man, and he's going for it.
Yeah, HuK's going for Blinkstalker Immortal. Maybe we'll see a Robotics Bay added on a little later, but so far it's not going to be that. No Robotics facility for Cooltea yet, which I'm a little bit worried about. Mortals are very good. No, actually, HuK is going to throw down the DT Shrine.
Ooh, okay. So taking the third base, getting out that tech. And, you know, he does have that Robotics, so you can make a Warp Prism, do a lot of multi-pronged attacks here, as he does start to contest the third of Cooltea, while maybe getting some DTs to shred the main and the natural. So this would be pretty cool if Cooltea doesn't see it coming. I'm
It
wondering
will
if
definitely be
will,
really cool, but I mean, Cooltea's going to be kicking himself another, maybe not all in, but really big pressure from HuK, and this is what HuK is known for. He's known for those 4 gates early on, and I guess like Wings of Liberty-esque times, but he is known for going for the build, executing it, and just punching his opponent in the face. It's the easiest way to describe
it. He's just gonna.
It's a sucker punch. Yeah.
Monitor. Bow.
Yeah, through the monitor and be like, yeah, I got you.
Out. It's like, what the hell did that fist come from, right?
No, it's actually, he feels so confident that he's going to break the middle of his screen so he can't see it, and he's going to micro without actually being able to see the middle of his screen. That is what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Phoenix Scout of HuK sees the robotics facility, sees a Twilight Council, sees a Fortune. It's pretty much the same composition for HuK, except for Cooltea is going much heavier Gate, and HuK is going a little bit more heavy Immortal, or just Robo Facility now.
Oh, yeah, with the double one, yeah, he's going to be pumping those out. But here comes a DT. I think the most important part about that scout was that he found out where the cannons were located. He knows the natural is a no-go, so it's all about this main and maybe even the third base. Oh, Cooltea is moving out. This is going to be the most perfect time DTs, I would assume, because I don't know where the hell the Observer is.
Oh, both armies kind of passing in the night. HuK's going to blink back on the defense. He's got to be really careful. Those DTs are ready to go into the main. And where do we have an observer, as you said? Is there an observer out? Currently, it's with the army. It's with the army. It's not back at home. The DTs are going to head down into that main base, and instantly all the probes are scattering. I'm not sure what's actually here to defend this. The Forge possibly can go down. There's a Twilight Council. There's a Robo. All the tech at the same time, though. Cooltea's going to go for massive base trade. No! Almost a huge disruptor shot on HuK's side. 4 photon overcharges to go down, and maybe a little bit of an over defense from HuK, but still he's going to have enough photon overcharges for a while to hold this third base. It's looking a little bit grim for Cooltea. HuK is up 1-0, and this is a best of 3.
It really is, and this could be the end here. There is so much economic damage being done, but Cooltea, he has no response here for the DTs inside of his base. He's going to lose everything, and HuK really cleverly targeting down the pylons as well. That way there's not going to be as many reinforcements, but there is a cannon to take out a lot of these DTs, and HuK is held at his third base. Wow. I think even though a lot of the probes did go down, it wasn't the worst, as he's still on 51 probes. It's more so about how is it going to impact him in the next 5 minutes or so, and is HuK going to capitalize on it? And in what
we'll
way
see if HuK can capitalize. It looks like HuK is going to take the Cooltea way and say, you know what, I'm in the lead, I'll take a 4th. I'm going to be careful about this. Instantly throws up 3 pylons, which is something we didn't see Cooltea quite do in the last game, which I like. Already prepping to defend that 4th, and I think he's going to take a solid macro lead because it's 65 to 56 workers. HuK is in the lead. He killed 19 workers with those DTs, and they went uncontested for a very long time. There's only now one cannon. Actually, it's going to be Dark Shrine. There's not even a cannon in the main for Cooltea. We could see another one person go in.
I mean, that's would be pretty devastating, and he would be kicking himself if that did happen. That is basically the only plays that he was undefended at. Although I guess his third was a bit more undefended when he did move out onto the map. But hey, this is one of those situations where HuK could have went for the kill afterwards. But I mean, do you really want to try to kill? He kind of got a funny blink there, but or a trap.
Yeah, the other stalkers are like, I swear I didn't do it. I swear it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Join up
Do
with
you
the
really
main
want to go
force,
for the
it
kill,
wasn't me.
right? Like, you don't have to, and just solidify your advantage and trust in your late game and control.
You should write a children's book. The lonely, the scared stalker. Oh, this is going to be the engagement of a lifetime in this choke point. Dang it, come on.
Oh,
you know you want to do
only.
it.
Yeah, the disruptors didn't get the memo.
There'd have been like, yeah, there'd have been a couple of disruptors right there, like the battle at like 300. Disruptors going through that, and there was like the stalkers blinking out of the way. And like,
flying
oh, man.
Place.
We need to do that. We need to have a massive battle of PvP right there with disruptors and just try to get the best like disruptor shots ever.
Oh man, I mean, we could make a really nice Reddit compilation there too, right? A GIF compilation of just this is how we're gonna make it on the internet. Oh yeah. So
here it is, guys. It's currently 99 armies applying to the 74 of Cooltea. HuK does have the lead, and also it is 9 disruptors to 0.
What? There's no disruptors out here for Cooltea? Oh no!
It's all Michael, and he's got to defend in his main. And by the way, there's Stalkers of HuK ready for that 4th base of Cooltea. This is looking mighty grim. Mighty grim. There's the cannons finally in that main.
Yep, but with some warp is going to be big.
They're not with the main army. What is going on? Cooltea's going to be able to hanging back.
Oh my god, I thought they were in a worse position here. HuK just gonna go ahead and take what he can get done here, but Cooltea kind of took a page from HuK's book, and you know, this is gonna be pretty devastating because, oh, there is an observer here, or is it a cannon? What is get it. Okay, there's an observer. So HuK defends really well here.
I don't know.
Cooltea, not as well.
Cooltea trying to kill some more stuff. It is currently 36 workers killed by HuK to 17 of Cooltea, or 19 now, 49 to 59. Not too much difference, to be quite truly frank there. Not quite truly frank. To be honest, TBH, guys, there's not a big difference, but HuK just does such a solid defense, and he's not losing any of these disruptors. He's at 9 disruptors still. Cooltea's been able to get 2. I feel like Cooltea's going to take this back. Like, Cooltea's... I don't know.
It's so... His disruptor count is so...
Gonna do the HuK move last game. Oh, this spot with beautiful disruptors. There is no blink right now for Cooltea. All his blink is going to be used up. It's going to be disruptor shot. The disruptors believe so much in Cooltea's like, I don't care. And actually, disruptors... Disruptors. Okay.
Yeah, they were just kind of there, right? Almost as if there were some kind of melee unit.
Fire mainly. Yeah. HuK thinks they're melee. He's like, I got this passive damage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is going to be really tough to deal with. HuK's army, though, is quite split apart. And there's nothing really on the other side of the map for Cooltea to kind of distract HuK from doing this.
The main goes down.
Yep.
And disruptor! So good for Cooltea! He takes out 9 disruptors with 1 disruptor shot!
No, he didn't! No, he didn't!
Did he not?
He did! He did!
Oh, I thought you were like, I thought you were like, I thought you were like, Drenok, what are you talking about? That wasn't a disruptor. And I was like, I swear it was a disruptor! I swear, oh my word! Another disruptor shot coming out! Cooltea made the defense, but he's lost his main in the 4th. I do not want to see Cooltea give up. That was too good of a disruptor shot. That was a game-winning disruptor shot. There's the blink forward by Cooltea. He's going to try to snipe as much as he can. Currently, the incomes are actually not too far apart. 1,500 minerals a minute to about 1,000 of Cooltea. There's the GG, but oh my word. I love how the hype went from 0% hype to like 99 in like 5 seconds.
Looked like domination, and all of a sudden I was like, yeah, but the problem here is that Cooltea's disruptor count is so pitiful.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.